Welcome to Birthing Purpose with Lana. Today we have Nicole Hoffman. She is a mentor, author, and entrepreneur. She co-founded Inspirations of Love with her husband, and last week she just released her ebook called Inspirations of Love. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yay, Nicole. Yes, so I just love the way God connected us
Yeah.
through the uh, prayer group. And
hmm
I said, oh, wow, I have to have her on the show to share with others her journey to birthing Inspirations of Love and then on to the ebook.
Yes.
So, who do you give credit for giving you your purpose?
I give credit to God. So I grew up PK.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
about you.
So I've been on a spiritual journey for a really long time. And as a kid, I didn't always appreciate that. I went to church because I had to. I went to Bible study because I had to. I sang in the choir because I had to. But those things that were instilled in me during that time, I didn't realize I would be where I am today. Because I remember those things, even though I got in trouble in church. I remember, the messages that I heard about who I was as an individual, how to go to God, how to rely on God, how to talk to God. So I've always done those things. So I definitely give first and foremost God that credit. And then my parents. My parents, it wasn't hanging in the streets out all hours of the night, not doing your schoolwork. Like those weren't options for me. So they instilled those things in me, in addition to taking me to church and not sparing the rod. So I
You
definitely,
gonna be something. You gonna be
yes,
something.
yes, yes. So the things I thought I wanted to do weren't options for me. So definitely first with God and then my parents and just, family and friends who've always supported me, even from a little girl, even to now. So I would give
Yeah.
them all the credit.
Yes. And so we know that Ephesians 2 and 10 says, we are God's handiwork, created in Jesus Christ to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do.
hmm
So having that relationship with God is very important to hearing what your purpose is and then directions to
Absolutely.
that you need to be able to birth that purpose. So I want to talk a little bit about gender reveal because God put a purpose in you.
hmm
And so figuring out what that is a struggle for many. So
hmm
I tell people to ask themselves, what is the theme of your life? What do you do well that with the least amount of effort? What do people compliment you for? What are you passionate about? What population do you want to affect? What problem do you want to solve? And can the theme of your life, gifts, passions, all be merged?
hmm
So, can you tell me, how did you know that you were supposed to birth Inspirations of Love?
I've always been a giver. Always from when I was a little girl. I always made cards for people. I always found little trinkets around the house, like I'm gonna wrap this up and give it to so and so. I just felt like God gave me that gift. It comes so natural.
Right.
Don't think twice about giving. Sometimes when you think about, oh, I want to send somebody a card, for some people it's, they struggle with it. Well, what do I say? They're not going to be expecting this and things like that. No, I just, from being a little girl, always hugging people and making memories with people. And I've always been the type of person that when things happen, I want you to remember this next week or next year. So it's just always been things like that. And I believe that that's what God gave me. Just in thinking about, being a kid, growing up in the church. So my dad being a pastor, he was always visiting the sick, going to pray with people. And my mom was right there with them. And, growing up under that, some children don't have the story I have growing up, PK, because you feel slighted, your parents are never at home. But I was always there.
Right.
I was there praying for people and things like that. So I believe it just started out very young, and I believe it's what God wanted me to do.
Okay. I think it is. So let's talk about confirmation. What was your confirmation that, yep, that's what it is? You thought it was, you felt it, but what, any further confirmations? Like, did you have a dream, a vision? Did somebody come up to you with a prophetic word? Did you take a gifts and career test? Any other confirmations?
I've always done the little personality tests and things like that. Being in the church, I've always gone to church. I've always visited other churches. I've always received a word, and I was always hesitant. I'm like, God couldn't be telling you that about me, little old me, because it was, the words they spoke of where I had been were true, and where I was going, I just couldn't see it. I'm like, me?
Mm,
And other confirmations were just kind of talking with people and giving advice and giving information. And I would tell them, when they would come back and say, oh my God, Nicole, with their testimony, I'm like, that's amazing. To me, the reward in seeing them succeed was all I needed as confirmation. And they wanted to let everybody know. And I'm like, no, don't know. That was between us. Move on,
right.
move forward. But I think it was also just the testimonies that came back, or if I mailed somebody a card, how it made them feel. If I made a glass or whatever it was I made for somebody, just knowing that it made them feel better, it made them feel good, it made them smile. And, I could just always see, like, I've had dreams where I've seen myself working in, buildings or just making things that made people smile. Um,
Wow.
so I've always seen it. I've always done it. I've seen it on bigger levels. Um, and I just believe this is my true given purpose.
Right. So let's talk about pregnancy attitude, because I heard you say, me? Not me.
Hmm.
Where do you think that came from? Why not you?
Why not me? Yeah, I say that now. But then,
Like, why not
it's just,
you? Because there's so many different pregnancy attitudes. Some people want the baby, some people don't.
yeah.
Some people run from their calling, some people dive in, but you kind of had a little hesitation, a little doubt. Where do you think that came from? Or why? Yeah.
I was just, when you put yourself out there, you worry about, am I going to succeed? What is this going to look like? Will people receive it? So I just wanted to be undercover. I wanted to work behind the scenes. You know how you go to a movie, the movie was great, the credits roll. I didn't even want my name there. Just let it be what it is. Let me work behind the scenes and do these things. Because when it's a bad movie and the credits roll, your name is there. So that made me, just being out in the open. And I just always, prayed to God those things, like, prepare me for what you're telling me. Give me everything that I need to do it. So, and that has just always been my prayer. Even when I used to just make cards a while back, I wouldn't put that it was made by me. Now I happily do it, but back then I didn't, because I'm like, what if they look at this month from now, like, who gave me this? And what is this? It's so amateur. Like, so I just, and it goes back, we are so concerned about what others say or what others think. Once you step outside of that, you
That's
can
good.
just
That's good. And
shoot
we'll
for
talk
the
a little bit
moon.
about that.
Yeah, you could
Definitely.
just shoot for the moon. But yeah, I was hesitant. Like I just was nervous.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, make people happy behind the scenes.
Yeah. And sometimes when we have those negative attitudes and then everything works out well, you're like, "Ah, I wasted all that negative
All
energy
that negative
worrying
energy.
for no reason."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I heard you say you did a lot of praying.
Hmm.
So um, do you see doctor's appointments? Did I share
Yeah.
that? Okay, good. That's all you see, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. I hit the wrong button, I thought. But every pregnant woman has to go to the doctor
Hmm.
so that they can get instructions. The doctor can tell them how the baby is growing. So same thing with your purpose. You have to go to God to get those instructions, get directions. And people do a lot of different things to stay connected with God. Prayer, praise and worship. They may go to Bible study, so you read the
Hmm.
scriptures. Church, whatever. What do your God appointments look like?
When I talk to God, I be like, God, nah, listen. I really believe that, my relationship with God is like having a relationship with a friend. I don't have
Keep it
to,
real. Anyway.
right. I don't have to go with, you know, the thous and the these. I can just shoot straight from the hip. Like I'm talking to my friend. I can tell him how I feel. I can tell him how things are making me feel. I'm uncomfortable right now. This don't feel good.
Yeah.
I know I'm here for a reason, but you got to help me through it. So and like you said, he already know. So what am I hiding? But yeah,
A plan.
those God appointments are very important to what I'm doing because I've done so much of what Nicole wanted to do, and that's why I'm not doing those things today because it was what Nicole wanted to do, not what God wanted me to do. So I had to learn to listen and be obedient, even when I know what He's saying to me, not changing it and going off on my own way.
Yeah, we
But
know how to do that well, don't we?
yeah, those appointments weren't always fun because a lot of things were not right now. A lot of things were taking me out of my comfort zone, and when it's uncomfortable, it's hard, and it just you like, are you sure? Like I thought that everything I did was supposed to feel good,
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-mm.
this right here is feeling good. So I don't think I'm supposed to do it. So then here I go off on Nicole, what makes Nicole feel good. So, those appointments and, God literally saying to me, like,
Mhm.
that's not what I told you to do.
Yeah,
Now go do what I told you to do.
right.
So, just very uncomfortable. And I know that's where we need to learn and grow. So I had to kind of be obedient.
Yes, definitely. So prenatal vitamins, these are things that keep the baby healthy and growing well. So what do you do to keep you spiritually healthy? We know you go to church and you pray and things like that.
Mhm.
Anything else to keep you motivated? Like maybe songs, motivational videos, books,
Mhm.
maybe other people who encourage you.
Yeah, I do a lot of singing. I can't sing,
I was gonna say, let's sing. No, you can't
but
sing.
I sing. So music definitely gets me through. I've always been a gospel music head. So I
Okay.
listen to, most of my Pandora stations are gospel. I have some R&B. I'm not really a rap person.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just the affirmations. Um, Sometimes going to someone. My husband is a great person for me to, stay encouraged
Yeah.
and stay motivated and make me rest. Sometimes I don't even know when I need to relax, and he'll say, "Okay, enough is enough.
Right. Yeah.
Put the work away." So those things, and um, sometimes it's hard to hear because even when you feel like, no, I gotta just finish this up, I gotta finish it. you can't hear those things. So I don't always listen. Um, but I know just having, just being able to, I write Post-its everywhere. I have them stuck on the wall. I have them in my notebook in my car at work.
That's nice. That's
Sometimes I
good.
set alarms in my phone, just to kind of give me that midday energy that I might need. And just I journal a lot also, so that helps too, because I can always look back to say, wow, that was a really rough day that I made it through. So it just kind of gives me encouragement that, the bad days aren't always bad, and I can work through them. So I do a lot of encouraging myself and others, and sometimes I give more to people than I keep for myself. So I've started this thing where I'm gonna practice what I preach.
There you
So
go.
if I tell you, it got to be good enough. It sound good, don't it? Sound good for your situation, so it should sound good for mine.
Yes, a lot of stuff that we tell other people is really for us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm telling someone something and the Holy Spirit will say, and I'll be like,
Okay.
that's for you. You need to eat your words.
Right.
I'm like, Lord, please don't. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Never, never, never. I want to practice what I preach always. And so I'm very conscious of that. Like, make sure that you are living what you are preaching.
Yeah.
Let's talk about restrictions. So pregnant women cannot do everything because drugs and alcohol will abort their baby. Roller coaster rides aren't good for them either. And so they may not be able to go everywhere, sitting in a smoky atmosphere, inhaling smoke, they may have to get rid of some thinking patterns, you're a mom now. You're not going to be at the club every weekend.
Right.
Doing all this stuff. You're a mom now. You're going to, or whatever, social media. So anything that you had to cut out so that you would not abort your baby.
Yeah, I realized that I have to be very selective around the people I hang around with. Um, Not all environments I should be in. I remember when I was growing up PK, and I wanted to do the stuff my friends did. So yeah, I went into some bars, and it's funny because I was just in there me. I had on a shirt, jeans, just like my friends did. And this guy told me, he was like, "You don't even look like you belong here. You look like you should be at church." And I was like, "How dare you?" But just those lessons, even growing up, I realized I can't go everywhere. I'm not the, partying type. It's just not who I am. And I just have to be conscious of those things and those places and people, and just making sure that I am following what and even those, I can't go in those places where I know I feel comfortable. I know I don't belong in there, but yet I'm here because I feel like,
Hanging out with your friends.
And now I have my circle of friends know, they'll say, "Nicole, I know you're not coming, but we wanted to tell you anyway." Or, I don't get mad, when I see them hanging out, because that's not where I was going to go anyway. So I respected more that they thought enough about me to know, we hanging out, but we know you're not coming, or just, not even tell me at all. But, I just know, like, even I just can't be anywhere. I just can't be a part of a lot of conversations because, the things that are being said are going into my ear. And, you hear that, and it's there.
Guard your ear, eye gates, right?
Absolutely.
In your heart.
Or just, if somebody says, "Oh, I'm having a cookout," if it's a friend of ours, we may go just to say, "Hey," but people know 10 minutes I could be gone. Because I don't like, I don't like
you do a cameo and roll out.
Right. That's it. Real quick.
I feel like who much is given, much is required. And
absolutely.
You can't do anything. I don't get away with anything. Like, I'm like, how do you guys do all this stuff? Like, to me, if I just get a little off the pat, God be like,
But she did it.
I'm like, But it's too much is given.
Much is required. And that is so funny because my dad used to tell me that a lot growing up. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Now I understand.
Yes.
But it is, and then I'm thinking about my brand. Aside from myself and my family, my brand, what do I want people to know about Inspirations of Love? I can't be on social media going on these rants about, whatever, using profanity, always negative, and then come back with a, hey, you want this mug? Right. So, I have to be very cognizant of that because people will never let you forget. They remember in 2007 when you got on Facebook and you said the S word and you like, it's 2020. So, and they expect, like going to any store, Walmart, you expect a certain thing from certain places. And if you go in and you say you get bad customer service, it's like, you know what? I'm not surprised I was treated that way. And we will say, don't go here no more. It's on social media. We telling our friends, oh, don't go to that one. And I don't want that to be Inspirations of Love. So I have to be obedient. It all goes back to being obedient.
That is great. So LAMAZE class. I went to the LAMAZE class to get some education about how to birth this baby. So what type of education did you have to be able to birth your baby? And I know you are a nurse in trade, right? Your career?
No, I'm a supervisor.
A supervisor
in a healthcare facility, yeah.
Yeah. So what type of training did you have? And I know you have to you have to show, what do they call it? Bedside manner.
Yeah.
Love, that's all love. All that works too. So just talk a little bit about your education.
So I feel I'm a lifelong student. I'm always learning. I'm always wanting to get, educated.
Yes.
I graduated from University of Phoenix with my master's in business administration and human resource management. And I did that for the job, so to speak, the career. But those things I put into my business that I've learned. So it still became very helpful with the entrepreneur side of what we do. Yeah. But I also believe in being educated. I always have a mentor to help guide me, to help, calm my brain down. Sometimes I can just be on a roller coaster ride. Yeah. But it just helps put things in perspective as it relates to, things that I know I'm supposed to be doing and things of that nature. But I'm always looking to better myself. I believe, I know when I was working up the career ladder, once I was promoted to one position, day 2, I was looking at the next level. What do I need to do in this level to prepare for the next level? And just knowing where I wanted to go. The same thing with business. It started out with greeting cards. But what do I need to prepare to do to get to the next level so that we can always offer more and always offer different things? But I believe in talking with people, having conversations with people. It's just that ongoing education of learning that's not always in a classroom.
Right.
Sometimes it's via Zoom. I learned a lot from you when we talked about what you're doing and how what you're doing can help me in the next phase. You know what I mean? So
and there's another level because there's people to me too. They're like, you need to do this and this and that. I'm like, okay, baby steps.
Baby steps.
You're trying to drag me. I'm like, slow down.
Yeah. And just being just learning. I believe you should always be learning something new. And I think you should learn something new every day. Doesn't mean you have to be sitting down in front of a textbook or something like that. But, I can look back on the day and say, what did I learn new today? Oh, I learned that when we package our supplies, we should do this, not that. Things that you just don't even think about. Sometimes people think when you say you're supposed to learn, you need to learn something new in a day. They're thinking this big grand idea that I learned to mount these lights to the top of the roof. It didn't fall. Like, it doesn't have to be that grand. It just has to be something as simple as maybe this should go on this side. It'll look better for the, just learning something new to better whatever it is you're doing yourself, your business, your career, your
Right.
family, just something.
Yes. Let's talk about the nursery. What do you need or did you need to birth Inspirations of Love? Funding, equipment, supplies, members, employees, marketing. You talked a little bit about that already, but you want to give a little bit more detail about what you need for anybody out there who may want to start a greetings card, inspirational cards business, or you do more than that, and we'll get into
Yes.
about that.
So we definitely needed equipment. We needed to understand, okay, so if, it started off with greeting cards. So, what is your inventory you need for greeting cards? You need paper, you need tape, you need, under making a list of those things and making sure you have those readily available. So you need that cutter, and you need equipment that makes your life easy so that you can produce more.
Yeah.
But you may start off, we started off with the little handmade paper cutter. Now we have a big industry size paper cutter. So, and then understanding, like, with this equipment, I want to understand everything that it does and how to use it to determine how can this work for me. But understanding where you want to start at first, you definitely need to understand what is it that I need. Luckily for me, my business came from my passion of scrapbooking, so I had everything I needed already on the lower end sense. But
Yeah.
start creating and making money to save for these things. I believe in understanding what is it that I really need, and then making a plan. How can I work toward getting it versus taking my entire paycheck and just going to buy everything. Sometimes that's not the way that you need to go. Businesses do need funding to get started. We didn't reach out and apply for any loans or anything like that. We had
GoFundMe pages.
Yeah, we had some items already available to us that helped us get started.
Yes.
And I believe in, people working together. We can all win. When my husband wanted to introduce T-shirts to our business, I was like, he's like, babe, we can do it. And we're very successful at it.
But attitude is kind of like,
I know, I'm just terrible. That comfort zone. It was that comfort zone. And one of the things, and when I say people and connecting with resources, in order to make T-shirts, we had the T-shirt, we had what we wanted to put on it. We didn't have a press machine. So we found a business on the west side that would let you utilize their press for little to nothing. And what she said to me, she said, Nicole, you guys come and use my press as much as you like until you make enough money on this product to buy your own.
That's amazing. Won't God do it? Won't God do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he do it? And that's exactly what we did. And when we told her, guess what we just ordered? She celebrated with us. She said, you guys listened to what I shared with you and you did it. And I was so appreciative of that.
Isn't that refreshing and what we do for somebody to do what you encourage them to do?
Yep. And we listened and we did it. And that's what we did. And we prayed about it along the way. Some days were a little harder than others. And we on the east side, so we getting orders in every day. We over on that west side, sometimes twice a day. But in addition, just those resources, just listening. There are people that's feeding into people, and we just don't take heed to it. Mm-hmm. So just making sure that as you make your list of what I need, like, who can share with me anything? Who can help me with this journey? I hear people often say, if there's something you want to go do, talk to somebody who's done it.
Exactly.
It'll save you a
That's
lot of
a live
time,
class.
energy.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody who's done it.
Yeah.
So you're in this room with the instructor. Take everything won't apply, but take what you can use and use it. Don't just
And
disregard
you
it.
can
So,
spit out the bones.
yep, absolutely. And
How
you can make it hard, so much harder. And after you birth it, you like, if I'd have just listened to what she told me in LAMAZE class. She told me to breathe this way, but I didn't want to breathe.
How do you prioritize and juggle you being a supervisor of a health facility and this business? Because we know I'm against overloaded schedules. I think everyone needs proper rest. You need to avoid burnout and, fatigue. So how do you manage it all?
So I'm an avid planner. I love the planner, the stickers. It has to be cute. I make my to-do list. And that all sounds easy, but it's actually quite difficult because you have to be disciplined. I had to learn. It was very hard in the beginning of becoming an entrepreneur and being at work because I'm at work trying to do their work, but my mind is racing for business. So I always keep a notepad near me so I can write and flush out anything that's on my mind. But it's a juggle because when you get off work and come home, now you want to work the next 8 to 10 hours doing everything.
Right.
So, you know, does my planned life always stay planned? No, it gets chaotic. It gets bananas. But I'm very glued into being that planner to definitely know what I need to do, write it down. When I feel myself straying, I know what to do to kind of help pull myself back. It's not an easy journey, but I have to do it, and I really try. I usually use Sundays as my day to what do I need to do for the week. I look at what do I need to do for work, what I need to do for business. I try to document every day what do I want to accomplish today. And even if I see one or two check marks, that makes me happy. I might not have seen four, but I just kind of look at I got something. Yep. Yep. I got
I love
something.
when I highlight. No.
I've worked with an accountability partner. She got me all the way together. I work with her periodically, but just remembering the tips and tools that she taught me to just kind of put together. I tell my husband, hey, this is kind of what we need to do this week, so we can hold each other accountable to those things too. But yeah, that's always an area of improvement for me because I can get caught up on binge watching and all kind of other
and then
things.
you're too tired to connect to make those God appointments.
Yep.
And get that proper
Absolutely.
rest and all that. So yes, prioritizing is very, very important.
Yeah.
Labor pains. Had you experienced any labor pains with birthing this business? You can give me one roadblock.
One of the roadblocks would be negativity. I have a quote in our Inspirations of Purpose book that says, be careful who you share your dreams with. Not everybody's response will be to see you move forward, but to keep you where it's at. That's not the exact quote, but pretty much the gist. Yeah. And that's just the negativity. You are so excited about this thing you're going to do, doesn't mean everybody else is going to be excited about it. And sometimes if I didn't get excitement, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And that negativity did exactly what it was supposed to do, because now I'm second guessing what I should do, what I want to do, what God is telling me to do. But I've learned that even in those times, take it back to God. That's where my confirmation comes from. And I've realized that not everything that we do is for everybody. People talk about finding your target audience. I thought my target audience was everybody.
It is. Everybody does greeting cards.
Right. But everybody doesn't want your greeting card.
That's fine.
So, that's the point of growing through those roadblocks and those pains. Don't stop doing it. You didn't learn how to do it overnight. It's not going to be what you want it to be overnight. It just, all those God appointments and things like that we talked about all lead onto this journey. And, those roadblocks, they're going to come in anything that you do. Right. There's always going to be a roadblock. So just trying to, stay focused with, the ultimate assignment.
Yes, yes. I thought something you said where people were saying, yeah, you shouldn't do that or whatever. It reminded me of Joyce Myers when she used to be teaching a little Bible study with her Bible, smoking her cigarette. Talking about I'm gonna have big conferences around the world. People looking at her like, you got a smoking addiction? You what?
Right. Let's deal with that first.
But look at her today, and she says all the time, God gave you the vision, not them.
Absolutely.
They're not supposed to get it. They're not supposed to see it. He gave it to you. Mm-hmm. So you got to know that you're supposed to do it and stick to it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
So let's talk about postpartum depression. Now that the baby is here, I'm a little sad. There's different reasons as to why people are a little sad when the baby's here. They may have unrealistic expectations. There's a greater cost than they expected. It could be financially, time, or slow development. Was there any time during Inspirations of Love where you felt a little depression?
I can honestly say no.
Good.
I haven't been.
And not every woman experiences postpartum depression. So good.
Yeah, I haven't been depressed with the after effects.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't been depressed. Things are going well. God blesses us, and I know that comes from the obedience and listening. But I have not been depressed, and I believe that's a true blessing.
That is so good. Do you think at any time you did anything prematurely?
Yeah.
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 Talk about it, because there are reasons for that. Maybe people are impatient, health issues, wrong motives, pride, revenge, trying to earn God's love, lack of knowledge. These are just some examples. Why did you step out prematurely?
I think because it goes back to that what Nicole wanted to do. And when Nicole wants to do something, she does it. And she looks back and say, okay, well, why didn't nobody jump on this bandwagon? I have learned that God blesses me with a lot of ideas to continue to better our business. But there's work behind those ideas. Sometimes I'll get an idea, and by 3-4 hours later, I have literally planned the entire thing out. And now it's not the season for that. I have to look at what and I have to understand, is this Nicole or is this God? Because you just can't run with it. You have to research it. You got to think about it. You got to pray about it. You got to understand if this is something I'm supposed to be doing. So prematurely, like just jumping out, sometimes I've done and have landed flat on my face, or, confusing it with what I should be or should not be doing as well. So just some things just have been just too soon.
Too soon. What about overdue?
Yeah.
Taking a little long to do something?
Yeah.
Something needs to come out right now?
Right now. And I would relate that to, so I started group mentoring back in my supervisor position at the call center. And, in the call center, you have to listen to calls. You have to coach them on their jobs. You have to coach them through everything. And I thought, one day I just asked one of my employees, like, what is it that you want to do outside of here? Because I learned real fast that some people like the phone, but not everybody do. So instead of complaining about it, what is it that you want to do when you grow up? So when I began to ask those personal questions, our coaching went on a different level. When I became invested in what they wanted personally, they were the best employees I ever had because they felt like you care for them, you wanted to know more about them. It wasn't just, I'm coming to work, do what you got to do and go home. Yeah. So that began for us, the group mentoring. And I know that that's one of the things that I should have birthed a while back.
What stopped you? What hindered you?
I guess, when you give people advice, you want it to work. Or when you tell them to follow a certain direction, you want it to work. So I was really hesitant because I didn't want anybody to try anything I said that didn't work. So I think I was hesitant, but the more hesitant I became, the more people God kept putting in my path. And I mean, they was coming.
Right.
It went from work. We went to mentoring outside of work. I went to low-key mentoring. Nobody knew. And then just time, the more I hesitated, the more people he just kept putting in my lap. So, that played a part in, me just, so the group mentoring and the ebook, I'm really late. Really late.
Let's talk about red flags. So I tell people, if your purpose has you neglect, disobey, or denounce God, that's a red flag. Your purpose should not have you neglect yourself, your immediate family. Your purpose should not have you neglect your other purpose you said God called you to. They shouldn't be clashing, the purposes. Something's either premature or something's late. You are no longer interested in your so-called purpose anymore. Your purpose is illegal, immoral, or unethical. Your purpose changes your character from the way of love. So these are just some red flags I share. Did you ever have to kind of check yourself?
I did. I have. I still do.
Right.
I can get so caught up in work that I'll look up and say, I've been at this table for 5 hours. Let me stop working. Where my family at? Where my husband at? Or even he'll say, babe, it's time to stop. Or if I'm just tired, if I'm just tired, I'm like ignoring my self-care. I'm ignoring, me. So those, I have to be very cognizant of those red flags and make sure that, my husband told me one day, he said, babe, we need to come up with business hours. And I'm like, no, we don't need those. It's all the time. When I get off work, I'll take a break. And now, I realize, it's important to have business hours. And sometimes when people tell me things, it takes me a minute to really understand that that's what is needed. But I do. I have to listen. I have to know when my body says it's tired. It's time to lay down, or no, don't get up yet. I have to listen, and I have to make sure that as much as we love the business, I still have family, I still have friends, I still have me, I still have work. So I have to really be careful in how I'm spending that time so it doesn't hurt.
Right.
More than it's helpful.
Right. During the wait. So for people who are still struggling to know what their purpose is, I tell them in the meantime, do Christianity 101. That's the basics. That's all purpose too. Stay in God's presence. Do what is right in the sight of the Lord. Walk in the fruit of the Spirit. Share the gospel. Save souls. Share your testimonies and encourage people. Spread the knowledge. Be grateful. Stop complaining and make no comparisons. Real simple. If you do these things, there's no way in the world you will not walk into purpose.
Absolutely.
And God wants you to have your purpose fulfilled because he put it in you. And so if he put in you, why would he not help you get there? And then once you get there, give you the tools to, maintain it. And so I tell people who may have gotten off track that God is an awesome GPS. His positioning system will reroute you because he's just so gracious and merciful that he will get you back on track. You just got to stay connected with him, keep those God appointments, and just do Christianity 101 because that is purpose for everyone. Everyone should be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I want you to, let's talk a little bit about your baby. Let's showcase your baby. I need to, what is your website?
So our website is www.inspirationsoflove.org.
And what's your email address in case anyone wants to email you?
inspirationsoflove2017@gmail.com.
I was supposed to get this information before.
That's okay.
Oh, we're so busy talking about so much other stuff that I'm like, I didn't get the baby's information up. So the Facebook is Inspirations of Love, right?
Uh-huh.
And is Instagram the same? Right, we're Instagram friends. Is that Inspirations of Love?
Inspirations, _love.
Okay. Slide only. Let me share this with the viewers. Here's the information. Facebook, Informations of Love. Instagram, inspirations.of.love. Website, www.inspirationsoflove.org. And her email is inspirationsoflove2017@gmail.com.
Yes.
Let me take them. Want to take them to your website?
Yes. Oh, that would be awesome.
Let's take them to your website. And if you have back there, well, it's probably your pictures are on your website, right?
Yes, we have pictures of the products. We even on the Facebook page and Instagram page, there's pictures. We upload them all the time. And the pictures that are on the website, you can click and order.
What happened to the baby? Where'd the baby go?
You have lost the baby.
What kind of mother am I? No, lost the baby. Screen share. Here is the baby. Voila.
Wow.
All right. Here we go. Here she is. Inspirations.
Yes.
What you want me to click on for the viewers?
So let's go into personalized drinkware. So these are all our specialty glasses. So the first picture you see are 14-ounce bling coffee mugs. So you can get her blinged out in your favorite color. And on the reverse side is your name. So you can personalize it for yourself, for a gift. We say you have to sip in style. So you know, even with our personalized wine glasses that you'll also see there, you can personalize with the name. And people think sometimes, oh, I don't drink wine, so I can't get a wine glass. You can sip in style. Your favorite beverage, if it's ice cold water on a warm hot day, then fill your glass with ice water. So we just have some items there. You can personalize it any way you like. We just put up some examples, and when you check out in your cart, you can add your name or whatever personalization you want to put on your item. And our gifts, we share. We are your headquarters of handmade gifts of love. So they're just because they're for birthdays, anniversaries, and all sorts of things. Nothing there yet, but under our
Oh,
personalized journals
I'm
and
like, what am I
notebooks.
doing? Oh, there we go.
So we do personalized journals, 6x9 and 8x10 size.
Look at this. Look at these heels.
You can create your own cover, or you can select from some of the ones that we already have. We have a Girl Boss notebook. We have our Conversations with God journal for spiritual growth. Or you can say, hey, I just want some line paper. I want my picture on the front with my name, and we can do that for you. Our handmade cards. You can order cards for any occasion, but you can also order Happy Mail. So you tell us, hey, I want to send a card to Lana. I just want to thank her for everything that she's done. You can add your own photo, or you can choose from one of our photo cards here. We will write the message for you, type it up nice and neat, print it out for you, and mail it for you for that price that's listed there. So we're designing it just for you. We've sent out Mother's Day cards. We've sent out Happy Mail to essential workers, or people just want to say, you know what, I just want to send them a card in the mail. And we do all the work. We get the information from you and we do all the work. And that is our ebook, Inspirations of Purpose. It will be the best $10 that you've ever spent. The purpose of the ebook, you know, we go to workshops, right? We get all this information. We're so excited. We on fire. We get home and it's like, what am I going to do now? Because we weren't taught how to juggle what we already do with the new things we want to do. So this guide is going to help you make room in your life to move forward. Once you purchase the ebook, if you're on Facebook, we add you into the private Facebook group, and we're going through the ebook together.
Awesome. 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 Awesome.
And the ebook, once you purchase, it's an immediate download. But I've had a couple of people say, Nicole, I don't have a printer. So I'll print them out a copy and mail it to them.
This is nice.
Those are just a few. And we do. So you see where it says personalize it party. So we will come to you and your friends or family, and you can personalize glasses as a group. We take you through the entire process. And when we're done, you have a glass with your name on it. You've done all the work and you can use it immediately. So that's our personalized party. You get hostess rewards for hosting. And with the pandemic and everything that's going on, we're going to be offering them virtually soon.
Oh, how nice is that? Oh, wow.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, with everything that's going on, I said, why stop the fun? So we'll have information out soon.
Just adjust.
Yeah.
Everybody has had to make adjustments.
You'll get all the instructions, and you'll even be able to do a Zoom with me.
Awesome.
Step by step. So I'm excited about that upcoming.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And for those who are interested in contacting me, I do coaching. I do deliverance as well for free through Zoom. Reach me at Instagram, Birthing Purpose with Lana. Email birthingpurposewithlana@gmail.com. And my website is libertyinchrist.life if you want to learn more about deliverance. And once again, have a free session with me. Deliverance is just prayer, praying away those strongholds, breaking those generational curses, and getting you set free so you can be delivered into your purpose. Mm-hmm. So this was amazing. This was great. Thank you so much.
No.
So
the joys of working from home.
So you and I will be getting together sometime next week.
Yes.
And I look forward to that.
Excited about it. You
And
are,
you got a lot of purpose.
yes, the group, the private Facebook group, they don't know yet, but you will definitely be a speaker for them. And I've been trying to pull things in just so they can get an idea of, I want to just make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. So you're going to be perfect for them.
Oh, I look forward to it. I love this. This is why we live, right?
Yep,
The joy of living, right? These
absolutely.
times to pour into other people. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much for your time,
Thank you,
and I'll
sir.
see
Thank
you
you.
soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.